I've just come over the border into Warwickshire, I believe this is, and this is the site of Lilbourne Castle, which is a very large, impressive motte and bailey. Sadly, there's no access because it is all fenced off, but you can see it from the other side from the road, and there is a footpath that comes to the right of it. This is going to be a 2-for-1 castle, this, because once I've done this one, there is another castle, another motte, up on the hill. I believe it's over in that direction, which is I can't think of the name of the village now. There is a lost castle. There's a little village around here. It supposedly had a lost castle. So that may very well be it. Oh, Catthorpe, I think it is. Yeah, so there's a place called Catthorpe, which is, I think, just up there on that hill. And they've supposedly got a lost castle. As you can see, this is a very impressive motte and bailey castle. Sadly, private land. You can even see it from the, I think that's the M1 motorway over there. So you can see it from there, but as you can see, it is truly massive. But again, sadly, it's on private land. I know people have come this way and not been able to walk around it, and there's a church in the background. There's I believe that's the motte there. That's the outer bailey. I know they've got sheep on here, but I wish people were a little bit more friendly towards people visiting these sites. Although it does look like it's got the motte there, and then it's got an outer bailey there, which is quite high. In fact, the bailey looks higher than the motte, but it does seem to have an outer part here, maybe a barbican or something like that, this outer part here. I mean, the bailey there is almost as high, or on that corner, whether it had a tower on it or something, it looks almost as high as the actual, and there's the other motte, just up there on the hill in the background. I'll just zoom in and see if we can get into it. It's just there. Yeah, so there's the other motte. That's where there's a footpath up to that one, so I'm going to walk up to that in a minute. As you can see, it's quite close. Well out of bow range. So whether it was a siege castle or what it's doing up there, I don't think anybody 100% knows, but it's certainly there. So you've got 2 castles for the price of 1 here. Although, sadly, one of them you can't get access to. I've been lucky today. I've done 1, 2, 3. Couldn't get access to one of them. I did the last one I just went to. Very nice lady who owns it allowed me on to have a look around. So there's that one. I think I can. I think I'll bring my car a bit nearer. So I've parked it on the road. I think you can walk round. Get access to the road from here. There is evidence of a stream here, that would have been important for water source. Don't know whether I should walk down there and then go round, maybe film it from the other side or not. We'll just walk back that way. That's worth coming out to having a look at, but sadly you can't access it more fully. I think I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sheep on there. That might be why you can't access it. It is a massive structure. Yeah, I think I'll turn the camera off and re-film from the other side. Oh, I've started the camera again from this side. as we come round on the road. Coming across the bridge here in a second. I think you can see from this side how really big this is. I don't know if that's the other motte is just on top of that hill there. There's a footpath going that way. I don't know if that's the footpath that we need to take by the church. I'll have a look in a minute. I think we can get a bit nearer to this. As you can see, the river does a sort of a loop there and then comes round here. Doesn't actually go round the castle in any way. If I remember my geography lessons, that's how Oxbow Lakes are formed, I believe. And there's the motte, if you can see it through the trees. Sadly we can't see too much anymore because of the hedges. You can see the motte there. I don't think we're going to be able to see much else. There's a church there next to the castle. Doesn't have to be the same age or associated with the building of the castle, but it's certainly a certain thing I use when I go around looking at castles. Might be able to see there's a gap in the hedge there. Might be able to see a little bit more. Then we'll come and park down here and then go for a little walk up through the trees. Yeah, and here we go. Here's the obviously the other side of it. Massive earthworks. It's a real pity that you can't go and have a look at that, but sadly that's the case. But there you go. Just down there is the massive Motte and Bailey Castle at Lilbourne, which is just there. You can see the mound just left of the church. But what you can see from up here is the ridge and furrow. Medieval ridge and furrow in the fields here. You can see it clearly and distinctly as we're walking along here. And you can see the castle right down the bottom there. And then obviously there's Lilbourne Castle, and then you come round the corner here and there is a massive motte on top of the hill, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. So why would we have a massive motte there and you've got Lilbourne Castle down there? Now Lilbourne Castle's down in a valley. People quite often think castles are up high, which you do find them in a lot of valleys, mainly because of the water as a defence. But here we've got another motte. So why is there a motte here? It's either here as a siege castle, or it could be over to my right, as I'm looking here. There was this is a public right of way, but we have a padlock. Oh, we've got to lift it off, have we? There we go. Yeah, so we have a just spinning round. As a footpath goes that way, footpath goes that way. We have this massive motte sat here. What's the best way if I want to go and get into it, if I can? Well, there is a bit of evidence that water would have been held here, but here you have a massive motte up on top of a windy hill, because obviously you might be able to hear some wind noise on the camera. There is a sort of a there's a water course there, a culvert by the look of it. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to climb up this. This looks like it's heavily overgrown. Yeah, sorry, there is a village over to my right. I believe it's called Catthorpe. Further on there's another little village called, I think it's called Shorewell. And there is a Motte and Bailey castle there. It's not a massive structure, not compared to this. But you have this thing here, which is very, very isolated. So why it's here, there is mention of a lost castle of Catthorpe. I don't even know if I'm going to attempt to get around this thing. I think I could get up there, but I think this would be a nightmare, trying to get through them brambles up to this thing. I think I could go up there, but I don't think it's given a true evidence of the structure of it, with all these brambles and so on growing on it. Hello sheeps, how are you? No need to be worried, we're not going to cause you any problems. Just a perfectly normal person out on a perfectly normal day, looking at castles. Oh, somebody's installed a bench up here. Oh, definitely a bit of wind noise there. The views for around here are spectacular. That might be why there's a bench here. But looks like somebody comes up here and maybe sits and looks at walks their dog. I don't think we're going to get up that thing. As you can see all around it, I'm trying to keep the camera close to me so I can't get too much wind noise. It's quite a sort of cold, desolate place up here. There's no evidence of anything else like a bailey. That's the M1 over there. I think that's north that way as I'm looking now. I think we're just going the same way, sheep. Now this side looks a little bit clearer. We might be able to get a little bit of a better look at it from this side. Oh, we might be able to get to the top. Ah, we're at least part of the way up. I've been quite lucky with some of the places I've been to today. They're very well maintained in a sense that they've been cleared or kept clear. And then you come to places like this and they're heavily overgrown. You're kind of lucky that there's anything here at all, or anything that you can see at all. Yeah, I think I can get almost to the top here. I could probably barge my way through there, but I'm not going to. I think I'll just end the film here and then probably take some photos. think this is the summit, so it is quite a tall motte. A little bit of a walk. You can walk from the church, that looks like it's further, but from where I walked by the road junction there, it did seem a lot easier. Obviously, even in the winter, you can't get through there. But this place is worth a little visit if you've got a chance.